Orryn Fateweaver.
All right.
Grayson.
Yes, Grayson. And the rest?
Jasnah, Elhokar.
Elhokar. I've heard that name before. Yeah. Not the time. Alright, and you three. Miss... The one... He's talking to you, Lena. Or Lena.
Lena.
Ah, alright. And you? Looking over at you, Amavasya?
I'm Ashubh Amavasya. You can just call me Amavasya.
Very good. Amavasya, and... Haven't I seen you before somewhere? Yeah. Martin. I'm with the Bronze Eagles. I've definitely seen you around the city before somewhere. But that makes sense. Martin. Oh, you're Martin.
Jasnah's
So,
like, she kind of raises an eyebrow at that.
He was incredibly important to our task.
I'm gonna roll something to make Lena not laugh out loud. She does not. I rolled natural 19. She holds it in.
So I should be making this right out to Sybil, right? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Scribbles it down. He goes around passing you each a note with a small seal at the bottom, your names, and the amounts that you're owed.
What's the seal look like?
It's just like it appears to be like a family crest.
Great.
I was hoping he was gonna ask for a group name, and then we'd come up with one that was like the opposite of the Mighty Nine, because we're all weak.
Just remember, the Mighty Nine also stands for the Big Nope.
So we would be the Small Yes, then? Let's see, what would that...
Come on, you already got the name. Two more people.
The small okay.
Well, let me get to that. I've never seen, other than Martin there, who doesn't appear to be part of your merry band. And Martin's like, yeah, no. I'll see you guys later at the Blink Dog Smug if you come back. I think Sybil had some work for you guys if you were interested, so I'm gonna head out.
Duly noted.
And he...
Well met, Martin. May wish you the best on the travel, should we not see again.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Hopefully. Don't let any of you guys die now, okay?
And same to you.
Also, it might help if you guys, bulked up a little bit. I mean, I had to carry the wagon almost all the way here.
Right, and thank you for that.
With that, I'm gonna head out.
The 300-year-old will just raise an eyebrow at him.
Gotta bulk up, get those sick gains!
He's not gonna really notice, and he's gonna head out.
The monk just kind of flexes. Just a little under the robes.
And with
You guys should bulk up. I have a feeling we just did.
And
You guys should bulk up. +4 to strength on the team.
Fucking just Lena every morning now just starts making protein smoothies.
And he heads out the door without passing out. And
Impressive.
ceremoniously leaves.
Everyone turns to look at Martin leave, and it's just doing one finger push-ups.
So the rest of you, you appear to be new to the city for the most part.
Yes.
Why don't you tell me about your journey? I'll have my wife put on some tea.
Grayson will look around at the others to get the general feel of, do they want to do it? Like, how's everybody feeling?
Amavasya's like straightening up, like to prepare for story time.
All right.
Well, Mo's gonna like crack his knuckles and like lean back in his chair. I can tell a story or two. I can tell a story or two.
Oh God! Oh God!
I heard it, and I was like, oh.
No, wait, that's Barney. No, wrong voice.
Orryn looks grumpy.
Lena just nods to
All right, so
Grayson
Orryn
very slowly.
excelled it. He'll give kind of a nod back at that, I suppose. We would love to have us sit down.
He quickly steps out of the room, and you hear him discussing something with a feminine voice. And he comes back.
As
The
soon
tea
as
will
he
be here in just a moment.
As soon as he stepped out of the room, Lena would quickly like step over and lean over to Grayson. He's someone you want to be on the good side of. He's one of the few good ones in this city. And then she will take 2 steps back, lean back against the wall, and continue to look on over.
And if anybody wasn't able to hear Lana say that, Grayson will just pass it along. But imagine. Small room.
Yeah, no problem. A few moments later, he returns with some tea on little porcelain cups for each of you, and hands them out, and sits back down in his chair behind his desk. So, what other than work, does anything else bring you to Sonaria?
I would like to weed out the corruption of the world.
Well, he kind of
Wouldn't we
straightens
all?
back and leans back. Kind of, he was going to take a sip, but puts it down. You definitely came to the. Well, you will never run out of work here, then.
In
Yes,
truth,
I mean,
um,
corrupt to the core.
in truth, we were mostly just passing through. We have business at the Black Barrow.
Intellectually.
I haven't heard of anyone heading to the Barrow in quite some time.
You have heard of people heading in that direction?
Well, more just north. Though most only go as far as Screaming Winds, and that would be just the garrison. Not many have returned from Caledor who aren't, well, native Caledorans. They're not the most friendly of people up there. From what I've heard, at least.
Not the sociable types.
No, more the, well, killing for sport and to appease their goddess, from what I've heard.
Which
Quite the
goddess was that?
You know, I don't... It's not really my expertise. I don't really know the Caledor ones prior to. I just know that their goddess is... Well,
One of war and death.
something like that. And I know she's not one of the 100. That's for sure. And he's definitely not the one god. And he kind of looks up and does like... Does
If
a
they were
little
the one god, I
off
think
himself.
screwed.
Oh no, the one god is forgiving. Not like whatever they pray to.
Right.
But is there anything I can help you with while you're here in the city? Seeing as you've done quite a good turn for Miss Wolfsong, I feel it's only right that I pay that back to you. More than the monetary compensation.
Why, yes. Could you tell us a secret? Big, small, doesn't matter. Just secret.
A secret. Not really my. Again, not really. I don't have any of my own. Without putting those I care about or whatnot in danger, so. Other than my own, which again would put my loved ones in danger, I don't have any secrets of my own to share. My apologies for that.
It's just like a slight, not like an intentional sigh, but like a really, like a really sigh.
You'll get a very light swat from Grayson. Just like a.
Right. Well, that's okay then. What kind of tea is this? It's lovely.
Jasmine. It's
Good
one of my favorites.
I'm gonna look at the. I think it was an elf earlier that told me not to drink stuff that people gave me.
The drow.
It was
You know,
Lena.
our
Drow.
party. Yeah.
It was Lena.
So.
Oh, Lena told you not to drink the water.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason I got in my head. Don't drink stuff people give you.
No,
So, yeah.
she mentioned don't drink the water from taverns.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, then I'll just drink this. Is it good?
Two things. Mo, you really gotta finish filling out your character sheet.
Okay. What am I missing?
Well, you only have one proficiency. That's
Mhm.
not even possible.
Okay.
Just because I was
You
looking
should
through
have
to
at
see
least
people's
4.
passive insights.
I think we've had this conversation before.
Yes, we
I
did.
think we had this conversation last time.
We did.
Hmm.
But Lena,
Yeah.
when Count Drake was answering Amavasya's thing, you did get a feeling that he does have, like, just with your passive insights, he definitely has something he's hiding.
Lena could not be more surprised. Or less surprised, rather. Everyone has hiding something in this city. That is the general point of this city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Amavasya 100% doesn't believe him because everybody has a secret.
Oh, he said that he basically does, but he doesn't. But what he said is he wouldn't share any that would endanger his family or those he cares about, and other than secrets that he has of other people, he's not willing to share other people's secrets.
Oh, yeah, but Amavasya thinks that he's like a straight up liar.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah. Was there anything else I could help you with while you're in town? I mean, it seems that you've already, since you were with Merton, you've been to the Blink Dog's Mug, probably one of the safest establishments in the city, in my personal opinion.
Hasn't done us wrong yet.
Indeed.
Question for you, DM. Because it was a
Answer.
couple months ago now. What did Igor say about where my daughter was in the city?
He simply said that she was in the city. He didn't give you
he
any
said-
more information.
No, he said something else because he said she was in the city, and I said, "Tell me something I don't know." And then he got more specific about something, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, jeez. Let me check my notes.
Yeah, same. Because You're right. Something was mentioned.
Yeah,
I
he was
prodded
like,
him into giving me more than that, but I don't know what it was.
said something. I remember you saying, "Tell me something I don't know," and he went, "Well, did you know this?" And then named a location.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was it just the
yeah,
side?
she's in the Warrens.
That sound.
Yeah.
From
Yeah, that's the one
being
place we were
here-
told to explicitly avoid.
What? Okay. From being here like a couple hundred years ago, do I know where the Warrens are?
Yeah, they are on the far side of the Plith from where you guys are. You guys are on the east side, which is the noble, the rich side.
Gotcha.
And all the Warrens, all the poor are forced by law into the Warrens.
Oof.
So, like, if you don't earn X amount, you have to live over here.
Basically.
Ah,
Ew.
Is it common knowledge what that amount is, or can I ask in character?
Nobody's brought up the Warrens at all in this conversation. You haven't been over there yet, Amavasya. You saw one of the bridges heading over there. It was the bridge right outside of the Bronze Eagle's hideout, or home base, sorry. That's the Blink Dog's mug, but you guys never went over there.
mhm.
I'm just saying, like, this is just stuff that Orryn would know since he's been in the city years ago. And I keep forgetting how to say the name. Lena?
Lena.
Lena. Okay. Lena would know since she lives here, or has lived here for some time. Grayson would probably know passing through,
Hmm. At
but
least
everyone
a
else has
little
no
bit.
idea.
I've learned so that I can stay well the fuck away.
Exactly.
He also learned to stay well the fuck away.
Yes.
So yeah. Camp Drake just sips his tea.
Shit, I had something in mind. Fuck if I remember. Somebody else go.
Everyone
I'll
else have
ask him if he
questions?
knows any shops for like scrolls and such for Wizards Town.
There are two magical shops here in the city. One is very selective about their clientele. They'll only sell to nobles and such. The one who runs it is kind of a prick. It's the Ghost's Haunt. Or sorry, not the Ghost's Haunt. It's something with a ghost. Something with a specter. Ah. Yes, the Laughing Spectre. That's what it is.
That
And
was way off from the first one you said.
yes. I knew it had something to do with ghosts. Spectre is a type of ghost, I think. Maybe.
Is it actually haunted?
I don't know. I've never been there. Although I am a noble, technically. It's not my type of place. I don't really deal with matters of the arcane.
And the other place?
Oh, yes. The merchant there sells to just about anyone, but he has a lesser quantity of goods, more low-end stuff. Common trinkets, maybe something uncommon around. You might have some scrolls hidden somewhere. But
The name of the place?
Tinker's Corner, I think, is what he called it.
Tinker's Corner? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
though I don't know if he actually is a tinkerer, or maybe he just inherited the shop's name. Either way, he'll sell you just about anything he has, even if
Appreciate
it is on the lower quality end. Scenario isn't really well known for its magical senses. Aside from the court wizard, just about every mage in this city is under the Sakage's thumb.
Unfortunate that it has to be that way.
Trying to uproot them for years. Just never seems to stick. Smoke them out of one hole and they appear in another.
Is there any way we could help?
Sure. If you could end the line of weak kings, put someone with an actual head on their shoulders in power, and possibly destroy all of the 9, that would be lovely.
Can I do an
Okay.
insight check
I'm gonna
on
go ahead and
Mo
warn you
see
right
if he's
now.
about to try and commit regicide?
Sorry,
Yeah.
say that again, Orryn?
I said, can I make an insight check on Mo and see if he's just been convinced to commit regicide?
Same.
Oh yeah, sure. Anything above a 10.
Damn it, that's a net 1.
21.
Yeah, no. Mo's like, oh, okay, that seems simple enough.
Nina is concerned.
Just stares all around the room.
Payton, dice.
Ah, it was open!
Every time!
It was open, manic screaming.
I don't think I lost any.
I enjoy this tradition.
Same.
So, Mr. Drake, what exactly is your expertise?
Well, I take care of money for a number of royal houses, or
Like
not
the-
so well, less royal,
City.
but noble houses. Sorry. I'm also what you call a sommelier.
Ah, yes, a sommelier. I know what that is. But for people that don't know what that is, maybe you could explain. Although I definitely do. I'm rolling deception.
To make wine? Out of character. I know this word.
It was a 16.
Yeah.
I had 2 GM.
That is what it is.
Shit. Was that not the right word I was thinking of? Because I was thinking of something else. Damn it.
What were you thinking of?
I'm completely blanking. Hold on a sec.
I don't know. Maybe this guy's like shady. Like maybe he like didn't expect us to know what that word was. And then I was like, "Oh, is that what that means?" Hold on a second. Starts flipping through papers in game.
Oh, not sommelier. Damn it, solicitor. Fuck.
Oh,
That's very different.
that's a different thing. Also makes more sense with what he's already told us.
Yeah, that
I
was
just thought
my
he had
bad.
a really cool hobby.
What is? I'm sorry, what's the actual definition of a solicitor?
Like a lawyer.
Oh, I think solicitor, I'm like the people that show up unannounced to your door and they're like, here, have a flyer.
I was thinking
Yeah.
like a
That's-
guy that tries to buy a prostitute. So
The first one's solicitation, and the other one's a John.
Alright, fair.
But yes, I'm a solicitor for a number of noble families. Mainly, I'm also considered a bannerman for, though I'm not a fighter and have no guards or soldiers to my name, but a bannerman to the Gyre family.
Sorry, as you already know, new in the city, who is a gyre?
The Gyres, they are a ducal family. They are the first runners up to the throne behind the royal family themselves, actually. I'm quite good friends with Lord Duke Gyre. He is currently commanding the garrison at Screaming Winds. The real only defense between us and Calador up in the mountains. But his son, Logan, lives here in the city. And I think of him as a son. He, in fact, was actually named the Gyre. So he's going to inherit the full dukedom on his 20th birthday. Which isn't too far off now, I come to think of it. Yes, that is the age of majority in this country. At least for humans.
I see, how interesting. Well, I suppose a happy early birthday to them.
He actually just left not too long ago. He was off with one of the gentlemen who's staying with here, family friends. Baronet Kylar Stern. They should have left only just a half hour ago. You must have just missed them. But to be perfectly frank, this country would do a lot better if the Gyres were in power rather than the damn
all right
guards.
Mo, do not take this
No.
just as literally.
Why do you think this?
Well, we all know Niner isn't really much of a strong leader in his own right. While the Gyres, on the other hand, they've done just about everything they can to lessen the gap between the haves and have-not. They were part of the faction of us to help abolish slavery. They're much more respected and honorable than the Gunders. And Regis is a good man. Sorry. Regis Gyre. Lord Gyre, up in Screaming Winds. Not like Niner. But I shouldn't be talking about the king like that. Leela, you would know Niner is short form for Align Gunder the Ninth, the current king of Scenaria. He isn't called Niner because he's the ninth of the name. He's called Niner short form for the 9-year-old. Because he's known for throwing tantrums. Despite being a grown-ass
King
man.
Joffrey. Got it.
Oh, he's a grown-ass adult. And
So
he has
grown-up King Joffrey. Got it.
kinda, but less sadistic murder, more just
Outright asshole.
bitchy child. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have to add the murder part to make me hate that character violently.
Oh yeah. But yeah, only Lena would know this about Niner. But anywho, I should probably stop talking treason.
Oh, right, that's a
If you asked repeat it.
thing in this country.
What if you kept talking treason and then convinced a lot more people to join you?
That would be considered a rebellion.
Yes. That was what I was insinuating. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is my first time ever leaving the forest, and this is absolute trash. Like, I don't know how you guys called this progress at one point in time, and we're like, you know what? We're going to leave the forest and settle towns, but this is garbage. And like somebody needs to fix this. And I mean, like, you seem like a nice enough guy. So like
I'm merely a count. I'm considered lower nobility at that, and a very poor count at on top of that, all that.
Hey, as we discuss things that could possibly get us executed, has anyone been watching into the windows or anything?
No.
Perception check.
does he say that out loud or
Does she?
No, she's
Okay.
been quietly watching.
Alright.
Rolled a 19 at disadvantage.
Moira is
19.
in the window as well, and she rolled a 9.
Both of you are looking out. Nobody's out there. The porter is still standing at the front gate. Well, it's not really a gate, it's just an open archway. But it doesn't appear anyone has entered the courtyard. So, anyway, I hope this has helped you to understand what's going on in our city at present. And
Every little bit helps.
it's very fair.
Trying to learn this do and do not of cities.
Say, does the city sell, books? Any quality?
Yes, there is a bookstore down in Sidlin Market.
I'm sorry, what market was that?
No, not Sidlin Market. It is. Oh yeah, no, it is Sidlin Market.
Oh, thank you. Discord was like, here, have robot voice only at the name.
Sorry to keep asking for more from you, but might you know an armorer that could be trusted and is worth giving the business?
Well, you did leave probably one of the most trustworthy, at least in the city, back at the Blink Dog's mug. Did you not go to the back?
I don't believe so, no.
Well, I've only been there once or twice, but if you head back past the bar, there's a training area in the back, as well as a forge. The old forge master left a few years ago. He actually went down to Pavel's Grove and is living there now, but one of his apprentices is working there.
Might just have to take a visit that way then. No. even further into the back of the bar, I suppose.
Well, it's a full guild hall, so they have all just about everything an adventurer would need.
Suppose I should have expected that. Thank you very much for the information.
No problem at all. I'm always happy to help someone new to the city. He gives you a warm smile.
Wish I could say this is the first and only time I'd have to be here.
I
No
can
offense to
say
you.
I want this to be the only time I'm here.
Well, then.
Out of character, because I don't remember if it was pointed out in character, way back. But is the Forge Master he's talking about Zenor?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, you missed that first episode. Zenor made a cameo.
Nice, nice.
He was old man.
Old man Zanror.
Is he even more grumpy?
Yes.
I love it.
Well, you can check the Pavel's Grove NPCs. There is a picture of him there. But yeah, he'll go around and collect your glasses of tea. Well, if you need any of my actual services, or you simply wish to stop by, please feel free. My door is always open.
Right. Thank you so much.
Yes, you have been quite kind to us.
Not a problem at all. And he'll open the door and walk you guys out to the street.
Are there any plants in there?
There's a few flower bushes out in front of his house, and just a decently kept lawn.
Okay, I'm gonna go to a little patch of grass, and I'm going to talk to the grass, and I'm going to say, "I need you to do something for me. Can you wilt if this guy is actually a good person?" And that is part of the racial feature, is I can talk to plants too.
Yes, you can talk to them. The grass kind of just breezes. It just kind of sits there as if it can't wilt on command. It's not like it's magic grass.
Oh no, I have some magic grass. Anybody need some?
But the grass does not seem to wilt.
Okay. Mo's gonna look back and look at the house and be like, "Good on you."
Once you're at the road and start heading down, he raises a hand, then kind of out to all of you. May the one God protect you all. Safe travels.
Wazel bless you.
And he just smiles and waves.
I'm amused that you think that Mo thought that the grass would understand whether or not he was a good person.
You know, I don't know what grass have as a moral compass.
It's getting to about 11 o'clock at this point in the
AM?
in the morning. Yeah, streets are kind of bustling. A few cars roll by. What do you all want to do?
I'm sorry. What time did you say it was?
About 11 in the morning.
Oh my god! I thought you said 1, and I was like, what the fuck?
What was this guy doing talking to strangers at 1 in the morning?
City starts early, bro.
City never sleeps. So we all have 100 gold now.
We
You-
have
Oh, paper.
papers that can be turned into 100 gold at, assume, a bank.
We should,
bank or any money changers in the city.
we should do that.
It's not like he keeps a lot of gold on him at his home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should
That's
do
fair.
that, stock up on provisions, and then probably decide what we're going to do next. Which
Yeah,
direction we're
and-
going to head.
And DM, can you check your messages for something I'm trying to look for?
Oh, right.
Yes. Thank you.
I'll let you guys do some talking stuff while I read this quickly.
So
Well,
Mo, magic grass, what kind?
full disclosure, that was just a joke that I wanted to make. I don't actually have magic grass. But now that I have 100 gold and I'm in the shadiest city in the country,
Might be able to acquire some.
Furbolg are peaceful people. They like their drink and their smoke.
Are you sure he's not a
Oh,
hobbit?
Mo's about to become the biggest dealer in Zenaria City.
Oh my god, I have a character goal. I need you homies to grow a little more potent this time. He says, speaking to his plants.
God, he would have gone super well with the last group. They became drunk smugglers.
Oh my god.
Fascinating. So off the bank then.
Yeah, so what Mo should probably have asked this sooner, and yes, you did just talk in the third person, but what is this whole group's goal? Like, what are we doing? What's the why are we traveling together? Was this it? Are we disbanded? Because I still don't know how to use the key, and Igor did not tell me how to use the key. He told me to ask you guys, and you would show me. I don't know if that's the only reason he asked me to join you guys.
It doesn't surprise me that he wouldn't tell you.
Well, I've, in a sense, hired everybody, as we are going on an archaeological dig. We are heading to the Black Barrow, and we are going to
What's it
see
called?
what's there and what we can find. And it will be amazing. And dangerous, but amazing.
Hopefully. Will be.
You have to believe, my friend.
Grayson looks away.
Believe it will be dangerous.
That
There we go.
counts.
That sounds correct.
You are welcome to join us if you want to stake a curiosity.
I may need to think about that.
Question. When they're mentioning Igor and the Velvet Room and the key, am I hearing them speaking, or is everything they're talking about this coming out as a garbled nonsense?
Garbled nonsense.
Awesome. So these people are absolutely out of their minds.
Oh, they're batshit
Because this conversation
crazy.
has gone. I know. They didn't tell me how to use the to get in the.
Everything about the Black Barrow you could understand, but
And then
Otherwise.
promptly mentioned going to one of the more dangerous places on the entire planet.
Are we? I forget. Are we aware that talking about Igor sounds like garble nonsense to other people?
Nope.
I don't.
You
I don't
guys haven't
recall
tried it
being
yet.
aware of that. Okay.
No.
Just making sure.
And it's just staring at y'all.
Fair.
Does
You
it
are
seem like a
okay.
different stare than the stare that would normally be given?
I rolled an insight to see if he would notice, and I rolled another goddamn one.
Okay, I need you to go outside and find a small animal. Any small animal will do, because you're
Me?
gonna need a blood sacrifice.
Okay. Let's Let's go find a
So
small
you were gonna say friend.
Also, I rolled
No,
an
you've
8.
pissed off a god. You need to go cleanse.
I take
Also,
Cleanse the dice.
rolled an 18 for an insight on Lena.
Lena is looking very strangely at you guys.
I rolled a 4, so that's a 10.
C-
She
continue-
is staring like you people are out of your fucking mind.
Yeah, but like continuing on that conversation, like she will explain that so far all we've needed to do is put the key in a door, and then the door takes us back to Igor. Garble, 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 garble.
So far.
So wait, like, is
Lena, are
this
you
like a magical
alright?
thing? Like, people can't understand us talking about this?
Are you all?
You don't know. The only person who's rolled to notice.
Yeah,
The-
we have no idea. We've only ever spoken about it. We haven't been really around people that much.
Other than Martin. Martin.
Yeah. If
We
I
also
give us
didn't really mention it around Martin. We've only
That's
talked
true.
about it when he's been
We
sick.
like actively kept things
Yeah.
from Martin, so
Yeah.
He's not exactly
Martin left.
hardest to
Y'all's defenses went down.
the.
Started talking about shit in the open.
So Lena, why are you staring at us like that?
Because you're all talking nonsense.
it sounded odd. I mean, I don't think that was.
she's
odd.
like, but Jasnah is just gonna take that more as like, yes, I know the barrow is extremely dangerous,
Not
but
that
it's
part.
a promise that I made to my father.
Not that part. I will ask why you keep switching to Abyssal every so often.
The what now?
Huh?
What?
I'm sure you I've not.
Pretty sure we're all speaking
Right.
common, yeah.
I'm going to head towards the bank.
I might want to get ears checked while on the way.
If you all want to keep talking in a language no one understands, that sounds mostly like gibberish, you continue.
But I
But
don't
we're
know that
not.
language.
I will switch to speaking in giant.
That does not help. I assume you said in character.
I did, yes.
There's no out of character with Mo. Everything's in character.
Everything's canon. I will say that to that effect, he does have some. It's called riot weed.
Do I?
Sure. You got
Oh,
You got
You got-
Mount Sonya, boy.
alright.
you got some. It's considered riot weed, and Leia, you would know that it is highly addictive and
Oh, we're not thinking the same
illegal.
thing then.
Very illegal, but it's basically weed. Other than it's also highly addictive.
Alright. I need to go find a pipe.
Good priorities, good priorities.
I normally just do this, and I'm gonna hold a little bit in between my two fingers, produce flame, and then like just breathe in the smoke from it.
You doing this in the middle of the street?
Absolutely.
Lena has, as soon as he started taking out the drugs in broad daylight, has turned and started walking.
Mo, do not. Mo!
Yeah. Alright, let's go to the bank.
Put that away first before we all get killed.
Alright.
Arrested.
Put that away. All right, and he burns the rest.
All right.
I was thinking about just taking the rest of it and swallowing it, because. But, you know.
Oh. Well, look, it rolled poorly.
Sir, what do you
Anywho.
have there? Nothing.
After another 15 minutes, you guys have all been to the bank and all gotten your money changed over.
Yeah.
And you now each have 100 gold.
In this process on the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
Jasnah
Lena,
would ask Lena, like, If that starts happening again, stop us. Because we're not switching languages.
I have been stopping you. But alright.
You were staring. That doesn't help.
It's weird. And she's just going to continue walking. And when she gets her money, she's going to very obviously start stuffing it in various places across her body. Both boots, sleeves, then like a little bit in her coin pouch.
I'm gonna wrap it in a coin pouch, and then one second. I need to look at the name of this thing. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna wrap up my coins in a little pouch, hand it up towards my hat, and be like, "Miko, hold this." And the raccoon that sleeps on my head will grab my coin pouch and sleep on it.
Nice.
Have we,
actually.
have we, before this moment,
That
been
I have
told that
stated
was
this.
alive?
Nope.
Uh,
This is the
yeah.
first.
No, I think I mentioned
Out
it in
of
my first-
character, I think it was mentioned. I'm not sure if it was in
Oh.
character.
Yeah, and
I think
yeah,
when I
it was
doing
never
my-
said in character, so this is brand new to everyone.
So the
I thought
Davy
it was a
Crockett
part of
hat
his
just came
description.
alive.
Yes.
I'm going to kill Platt when I'll see him next. What the fuck did he get me into?
Trust me, this is at least the deepest of this. The kind of. So I don't even know. It's not all like this.
We'll kind of walk past both of them. It is usually like this. And we'll just keep walking.
Well, we didn't have to tell her.
The truth hurts, Grayson. Just runs.
I can't help but feel like this is somehow my fault.
Just slowly lifting the wineskin to her mouth.
I'm gonna see if I can find the Tinker's Corner.
We'll help him look. And also keep an eye out for the bookstore in the merchant place.
I would probably know where both of those are.
Yeah.
Lead the way.
Yeah, you would, yeah. It's all in, Sidlin Market for the most part.
Looking for something in particular.
We'll nudge Orryn.
What was that?
She said if you're looking for something in particular.
Simply to expand my repertoire.
I don't know what that means.
Grayson will wave his hands and make some sparkles.
Ah. Mage. Right, this way. And she'll start to lead towards the magic shop.
Just a thumbs up at Orryn.
And Jasnah
Alright.
will like bring up like I said, we should stock up on supplies and anything else we may need.
Mo is going to go to the nearest temple to the 100.
Okay. Along the way there, you are brought, or you pass by a market near Sidlin, or by a temple by Sidlin Markets.
Oh, sorry. My computer. If Mo just starts walking off, looking for a temple, Grayson's gonna quickly look between the others. Just like, I'll make sure he doesn't get lost.
Thumbs up.
Somehow
I
we
was
had
going to say, you guys are heading as a group to Sidlin Market, and you do pass a temple to the 100 Gods. Lena can point it out, no problem.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, it'd probably get pointed out to me, and then I would get distracted from what our original task was, and just like start walking towards that.
That's the point where Grayson would just shrug and follow, and like wave y'all on to keep going.
All right, you head into the temple. There's a few people praying, and up at the altar there appears to be a man dressed in a very strange amount of colors to you, Mo. Grayson, you would recognize this as a Hecatonarch. He's a priest of the 100 Gods. He doesn't follow anyone specifically, he prays to them all.
How do you spell that?
I don't even know. I just know it's Hecatonarch.
Hekatonark. Yep, that works. You know what? Yep. Hecatonarch. And until otherwise, I believe it is that. So he's a priest too. A priest of the 100 Gods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grayson recognizes him. Do I recognize him as like a traveling priest who like goes town to town to spread his gospel, or have I seen him just from this temple visiting the city?
Oh, like there are a number of different Hecatonarchs, and
that is not in...
that is the title of
Gotcha.
yeah, it's not a name, it's a title.
Okay.
They are represented by wearing 100 collars, one for each god.
That explains why I couldn't Google it.
Oh, so do they have like is it like the elongating neck collars?
Huh?
1 second.
Oh, like the rings, you mean?
Yeah. Hold on, I'll send a picture in the Discord just to show what I'm talking about.
There we go. Hecatonarchs.
Right.
Like those kind of rings?
No. Like he's just wearing like robes that just have 100 different colors on them.
Oh, wait. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking like, I don't know.
You confused me.
Yeah, I was just thinking like kimono collars upon collars upon collars.
Yeah, when you said colors, I was thinking
Colors.
like, oh, colors.
We're 100. Oh, I've just been sitting here like, what did they hear wrong? Like what?
What am I not understanding?
What do I get? What am I not?
Colors.
It all comes together.
All I can imagine is those like dresses from the Renaissance period with just the gigantic puff thing around the
Frills. So many frills.
Okay. So a very flamboyantly dressed priest.
Basically. And he's kneeling at the altar. There's a number of other people in the pews, but it doesn't appear to be too lively. Yeah, but with more color. Looking at the picture.
Just,
a lot more color.
There isn't more than one of the same color on it.
Oh my god, fucking play.
But yeah, the two of you enter this place. Mo, you have no idea what this person is. Grayson, you know what a Hecatonarch is. You've seen them before.
Right. Do I catch Mo's confusion?
Mo?
Or...
I don't know if Mo would act too confused because I mean the first thing he saw when he came out of a like I just kind of walked out of the forest and started riding with a turtle, a cat, a dragon, like I think a couple humans, and now a drow. So like I feel like Mo at this point is kind of just like walking around, like, yeah, this is what it is.
Fair
This
enough.
is life in the big city.
Well, regardless, knowing your background, Grayson will kind of just look down and look. Have I visited a temple before?
No. I guess nature is my temple.
Very proverbial.
No. I'm actually. No, I'm not gonna make that joke. Never mind.
No,
Yes. Are you a religious person?
Yes. I've got good reason to have faith.
I would love to hear that.
Well, Grayson will he'll kind of take a quick look around. Is there any obviously it seems like a sermon is in session, or if the priest is standing at the altar. Mr. DM.
I thought he was just
Good night.
praying at the altar.
oh, sorry, my keyboard
Oh,
went into French mode for some reason.
So, is there a
he's-
sermon or?
He's kneeling at the altar, facing away from you guys. It appears to be praying. There's no sermon right now. It appears just to be a free form, open time to pray.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Then Grayson will just take a seat in one of the booths and gesture Mo to sit beside him, I guess.
Mo will join him.
Well, have you ever prayed before?
Oh yeah, all the time. Do you want to hear me pray?
No, I'm just making sure you understood concepts, I suppose, seeing as you worship a god of your own as well. I was just making sure. But, as far as temples go, well, it's much like your forest. This is a place where people come to pray. It's usually quite a quiet and serene place. At least they're supposed to be. And Grayson will kind of go into a prayer, I suppose. Just kind of.
Alright. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say if he starts praying, Mo would be sitting there and be like, "Oh, we're doing this now, okay." And then he would basically just sit there because Mo also doesn't understand praying in your head kind of thing. So he'll just sit there and he'll hear him be like, "What's up, Wazel?" So I was just here in the city, and I was wondering if this is still the path that you wanted me to go on. I still have the key, and I haven't chosen a card or something yet. So is this something that you have designed for me? Because, I mean, if it is, let me know, and I'll stay in the cities. But, man, why do people live in cities? This kind of sucks, dog. And he's just gonna talk about this whole big thing of how he is not sure about this whole civilization thing, and debating whether this is actually the path that he was supposed to be on, or if he is just here for a short period of time to accomplish a specific task. Yeah.
How loudly is Mo talking?
Oh, Mo talks very loud, and he just has a voice that carries. So even his general room voice carries very far. So it would be if somebody was trying to pray and have a quiet moment, this would be absolutely interrupting them.
As Mo starts, Grayson will kind of pick his head up a bit and look towards the Hecatonarchs. If they
That's just Hecatonarch.
Hecatonarch, sorry. I don't know why I added an S on the end. maybe.
Because it's what I wrote earlier for the plural version of it.
Ah, that would make sense. Maybe. Okay. But, yeah, who's gonna watch the Hecate arc?
The Hecate doesn't appear to be bothered or doesn't even seem to give any notice to Mo's mowing around.
Cool. Then, yeah, Grayson will just let Mo do his thing then.
Mo will turn to Grayson and be like, if you want to catch up with the others, feel free to. I think I'm going to stay here for a little bit, and I will meet you guys back at the tavern. If it is, in fact, what Wazel decides for me to do.
Just gonna give a smile at him. Just in appreciation of his faith, I suppose. But, well, I have a bit of praying to do myself, but if that is what you would like, then I'll get out of your hair. And Grayson will give a smile, and like a not so serious smile. Like he doesn't actually think that way, but he is teasing Mo a bit.
Mo did not comprehend that.
Ah.
Anywho, then, Grayson, you head off. You've been to Sidlin Markets, given your trader's experience, and you know it would normally take the rest of the group about 10 minutes to get there. You kind of hustle up a little bit, and you catch up to the rest of the group just as they enter the market. There are a number of stalls spread out all across the large open area, and a number of stores around the outside. There's a large fountain in the middle, and that appears to be spewing water. But it is quite busy. Number of different peoples, all more well-dressed and look to be more well-off than common folk. Was there somewhere you guys want to go first?
The non-mean magical shop? Maybe?
Yeah, the Tinker's Corner.
Alrighty. Lena shows you the way, pointing it out. And you head on over. On the inside, there's a few tables. And there's already 4 individuals in the shop. One of which appears to be a merchant, and the other 3 appear to be kind of mercenary-looking folk. There appears to be a dwarf, another drow, and a white-scaled dragonborn.
They're wearing any indicators of their company?
Give me a history check.
Well, I have this.
Oh, I did not realize you had mercenary life. Yeah, they all appear to be working for or from the Bronze Eagle Guild.
Alright.
So since you've been there, you've been hanging out there a decent amount. You would recognize them, and would probably know that their contract is to guard this shop.
So just kind of nod to one of them and step inside with the rest of the group.
There are their pictures. As you guys all enter, they kind of all look over, except for the Dragonborn, whose nose appears to be stuck in his book. And including the shopkeeper, who looks over, seeing you. He's human, probably middle-aged, a bit of a paunch on him, but he seems happy, although a bit nervous. Uh, hello there. Welcome. You're new customers. That's good. So, what can I do for the lot of you? Did you need some kind of minor enchantment, or perhaps picking up some ingredients or components for spells?
Do you have any scrolls in at the moment?
I have a few scrolls lying around. Nothing too crazy at the moment. What's perhaps I can find it based off what you're looking for. Is there anything particular?
No, I'm interested in anything you have.
All right. He pulls up a number of them. I have magic stone. I have a light cantrip. I have a lot of cantrips right now. I'm quite flushed. True strike. I have
less
a lot of
less
those.
interested in the cantrips.
You see him pile a number of true strike cantrips. Yeah, nobody wants them. I don't know why people keep bringing them. Something else. Ooh, I got this one not too long ago. It is Chaos Bolt cantrip. Very interesting, in my opinion.
I don't know if you heard me, but he did say that he's less interested in the cantrips.
Chaos Bolt is a first level spell.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misheard.
It's a sorcerer only spell.
Oh well. All right then.
No, saying that you're not too interested. Is there a specific type of magic that you're interested in?
I will just pull out my spell book.
Yeah, that would be a good place to start. I have an acid stream. First level spell, of course. Would you be interested in maybe a Tensor's floating disc?
Maybe. Second. I mean, Orryn's got limited funds, so he's interested in seeing pretty much all the scrolls he has and then deciding which ones he wants to prioritize.
Okay, I will make up a list for you of
Okay.
all the wizard scrolls. So, if anyone else wants to ask questions or whatever, please feel free to do so.
Do you happen to have any toolkits, for example, like a poisoner's kit, an alchemist kit, things like that?
Not my. I mostly deal in scrolls, components, and more common magical items. That's not really my purview. Especially, you do realize that poisoners' kits and such are illegal.
I did not. Sorry, I am not from this country.
Jasnah like kind of taps her chin. And are they legal where you're from? It is a rather uncouth thing.
Well, it is just a toolkit. I mean, it's not inherently
Designed
bad.
It's handy for making antidotes.
Well, like,
Then I think they
wave
might
a
call
knowing
it an
finger at
antidote
Grayson.
kit, or something less shady.
Also useful for hunting. I will tell you. Lynn is doing the slurred speech that she uses when she's pretending to be drunk.
Right.
Amavasya is going to give like a like a deep bow to the clerk. Like, again, really sorry about that. Like, ears pulled back, like trying to seem as non-threatening as possible.
Talking about poisoners' kits on one side and rebellion on the other.
Drugs
Yeah.
out on the street.
You do get a
Yeah,
chuckle
doing drugs
from,
out on the street. Yeah.
God. You do get a chuckle out of the dwarf, who just appears to be leaning up against the door frame from the poisoner's kit comment, but no one appears to react too crazily.
I haven't much need in the way of magics, personally.
Lynn has just been kind of stepping around looking what everything is.
I have a number of common magical items that could be useful to just about any person. If
Well, if there's a counter in between them, Amavasya will kind of like put both paws on the counter and like lean forward, like, what kind of magical items?
and he gestures around the shop, and like you do see like a suit of scale mail that is, despite the sun not being directly on it, is just shining brightly. You see a number of other little odds and ends. You see a cloak kind of looking like the cloak from damn it, why am I the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange. Kind of looks like that, and it's constantly like billowing. You see a helmet up on a shelf with like red eyes in it, kind of smoldering.
Oh no.
I'm familiar with all of those.
I'm
Lynn
not.
is looking unimpressed.
Yeah, you would basically know that just about
Ah,
every common magical item is in this place.
Okay.
I don't really get what that means.
I was saying that more to Orryn, the one who knows magic.
And Lena has probably been in here more than once and has realized most of this is magical junkyard sale.
He wouldn't put it like that, but
No one would say that about their own shop.
oh, of course not.
No, no, no.
I do love the cloak of billowing. While wearing this cloak, use a bonus action to make it billow dramatically.
There is a list of all the non-cantrip wizard spells that he has available.
Ah, thank you.
Jim's glowing coin.
What?
What is that?
Instantly goes
What
to Google.
is that? Jim's coin.
That sounds like something out of
Are
Acquisitions Incorporated.
are there any rocks, when shaken, produce gnomes?
What?
He's after me,
You-
Lucky Charms.
Oh, hold on. Mo, you're not there, but
This is like just
Hold on.
player.
hold on. Amavasya, you're looking around and you do see a really weird looking rock. Like it's well, not so much weird in the fact that it's just a rock. You kind of pick it up and you shake it, and suddenly right next to you, a little gnome in the full like garden gnome hats get up, kind of pops up next to you, going, "Ah!" and like kind of scares you a little bit all of a sudden. Uh,
He's been here.
Just like
You
the
might
tail.
not want to deal with that one specifically. The one who created that. Well, he's a powerful magician, but some of his stuff isn't ordinary.
Yep.
Perhaps not, but it's
who made it?
adorable.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I've not met the man in person, but I've heard stories about him. He's a very interesting individual, from what I've heard. Apparently, he managed to get old Brex to shut up at one point.
Yes.
Good.
How? There's like
I
a
have
slight dire gaze.
no idea.
Sounds quite like an interesting person.
Okay, so how expensive are scrolls in this? Are we using Xanathars for buying stuff?
Yeah, that's one thing I've always been bad at is spell costing. Just
Yeah.
when you
'Cause,
ask
like,
him,
I need.
ask him for which scroll, and he'll tell you how much it'll cost.
Oh, so there's not a standard like first level scrolls or this much.
Some spells are worth more than others, at least to this shopkeeper's mind.
Okay. I mean, I'm kind of interested in all of them, but I need to know how much they are to know what I can afford.
What is Xanathar's thing for magic item costs? Because that might just be so much easier.
I think the one start at 75 gold pieces. Throw it out. I could be wrong. I could be thinking of. Two.
If you know the Xanthar's pricing for it, I'll just use that.
Okay, let me find where it says scrolls.
Be there.
Oh, that's magic tables. But yeah, is anyone else looking around for anything, trying to find something? I can keep listing different random items that you come across if that's something you might be interested in.
Grayson? It was scale mail, you said, right?
Yeah, it was scale mill that appears to be shimmering even though it's not in direct sunlight.
Grayson will check out the scale mail, I suppose.
You go over. It appears to be fairly quality work, but the shine appears to simply just come from it.
That is very interesting. Grayson likes shiny, showing off things.
I found the scrolls. Pages 174.
What was that?
Page 174 in Xanathars.
Okay.
It's selling magic items. There it is. Okay. Common is 100 gold.
Was it like between 100 and 300?
Common is
Well,
150. Oh, spell scroll cost. Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's
for
scribing.
scrolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's page 174 was the variant rules. Ordinarily, it would be This table.
The spell scrolls for sale.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
trying to
so-
buy spell scrolls.
So I.
Yep, I'm just gonna say 75 for a level 1 spell and 250 or 225 for a level 2 spell.
We're not using the Xanathars?
It's wasting too much time right now. I might find something
Well,
later.
Okay. I just found it, so
Well, is that the thing you just posted?
yeah. It would be that, and then halved, where it says halved for a consumable item, like a potion or scroll.
Sure. Whatever. I'll go with it.
Okay. So in that way we keep the
yeah.
variability.
Yeah, just since we're slowing things down right now. So, how many scrolls do you want?
I'm gonna roll to see how much they are. People can continue.
Yeah, what's everybody else doing while I was not prepared for full shopping? Spell scrolls. I should have been with a wizard. Is there
Do you have any items that make it easier to disappear from sight?
I have an invisibility scroll, I think. No. Sold that one yesterday. I don't believe so. Unfortunately.
No worries.
My apologies. Is there something else I can help you find? I have these boots of false tracks. They simply leave footprints in the opposite direction of the way you're going. Is that something you might be interested in?
Hang on. I genuinely don't know.
Why do I want to buy the hat of wizardry for Orryn? Really bad.
Love that thing. Ooh, I have these coins. He pulls out a bunch of coins, and it looks like they have a little feather on them. The feather tokens. If you fall from a great height, it will decrease the speed at which you fall. So it'll keep you safe for one-time use each.
Okay, those are the rolled prices. That I rolled for each of them. I am gonna ask. Let's see. I'm gonna ask if anyone has 12 gold I can borrow.
Amavasya will offer it.
Thank you. I will then buy Shadow Blade, Locate Object, Witch Bolt, Floating Disc, and Acid Stream, and be totally broke.
Like you should be as a wizard.
Yep.
So you're not gonna buy any components?
Nope.
Yeah, sure. He happily sells you all of them.
Excellent.
Does anybody else want some scrolls? I have a lot of these True Strike scrolls. Seriously, I'll half off.
What does it do?
You take a few moments and you focus yourself, and then you locate the perfect place to strike on an opponent, and you can do so. You take an action to, like, you know what True Strike does?
Yeah. What does
I
it
don't-
see?
Actually,
It tells you your enemy's weakness.
You get advantage on your next attack against them next round.
But it takes your action.
It takes your entire action.
So it can actually be good if you've got like a high level spell that you like really need to hit with. If you're
Mm,
like,
true.
oh, I'm gonna cast inflict
Disintegrate.
wound 5th level or something, or disintegrate. Yeah, I think that's a save actually, but
No, is it a save? Might be a
Yeah.
save. Can't be.
Either way, it's very
But yeah.
bad.
Sorry, you said that was a cantrip then?
Yes.
How do I don't understand the chart.
it would be
He's selling it for 5
if,
gold.
if oh okay.
Like he's
Oh, yeah,
treating
I'll take one. But I won't say yes just yet. How much for the consumable coins?
for those. They are very useful. I sell them for about 40 gold. They are life-saving in the right circumstances. I will tell you this. Is there anything else? If you get more, I might be able to throw you a deal.
Wait, did you tell him anything? Did I miss something?
Yeah, you might have gone silent as soon as you said, "Let me tell you something."
Oh, okay. I thought I was like, I will tell you this. Does anybody else want to buy anything? I was like, oh, okay.
He's just asking, like, if you get something else, I might be able to throw in a deal.
How much for the scale mill?
Scale mail. Let me double check. It's by a fine craftsman. I'm just trying to remember how much regular scale mail costs.
Were there weapons?
50 gold? I think.
Yeah, they're 50 gold. Plus the enchantment. That would come to about 70 gold for the scale mail. And yes, there are a few weapons around. They appear to be mostly like moon touched, so they just kind of they have little things on them that tell you what they do
She's
because it's
looking to get another whip, but does not need to be magical.
you do see a shield on the wall that appears to be smiling widely at you.
Well, that's unsettling.
You also see a staff that kind of has a couple flowers coming out of the end of it. And Lena, you see something that you've come in here before to try and find, but he's always been sold out. But this time he actually has it. He has a tankard of plenty.
Just so everyone knows how bad it is to be a wizard financially, I need 550 more gold to learn all the spells I have now.
Yup, playing one of my other campaign.
Oh.
Brokest
Like I've
character I've ever played.
I feel like I've been playing Skippy wrong.
Maybe.
He is very rich.
You got money, then you're not learning enough spells.
Yeah, I don't think I've actively. Oh, I have only learned one spell outside of my.
Yes, then you may be playing the wizard wrong.
Perhaps.
So,
To be fair, I only learned that I could do that like 2 weeks ago. So
zeroing back in.
yeah, sorry.
So, did you want the coin or maybe something else?
I just walked past the tankard, grab it, drunkenly stumble up to the counter, and place it down with the rest of the stuff.
Did you want to do this all together? Oh, if so, I can give you a better deal, perhaps. And you, sir, you were looking at that armor quite intensely. Is that something you would want? I also have the smoldering variant in the back.
Smoldering. And what might the difference be?
Ah.
Is it literally smoldering?
He steps into the back, and a few moments later you hear him. And basically coming off the entire thing is smoke just billowing out through all like the crevices and whatnot, and heading the floor and then dissipating.
Mm. Really goes with your theme, Phil, you know? I believe I prefer the more shiny one.
Very good.
Out of character, how much was the tankard again?
I don't know. Just placing down.
The tankard's about 30 gold.
Okay.
So if you're getting the coin and the tankard, and you are getting the armor there, sir?
Yes, let's put it in.
All right. In total, that would come up to 140. Since you're all buying together, I could round that down to a good, let's say 125.
I spent more than that. He didn't give me a deal. I don't say that out loud. I'm just.
We'll lean down to Orryn real quick. Were there any spell components you needed?
Mine some incense.
Do you have any wizarding incense?
Of course. I'd be a terrible components shop if I didn't. And he reaches under the counter and pulls out a prepared bag. I can give this to you half off, given everything, so that would come to 130. I'm assuming it's for a familiar spell.
He nods.
Say, now, you seem to have a lot of those scrolls. What if, we do the 130, but we take, 2 more of those scrolls off your hands?
Which two?
The True Strike, cantrips.
Deal.
Fuck yeah.
You get like an approving nod from Grayson.
He throws on the 2 other True Strike cantrip scrolls and then quickly counts out your money. So that's 130 from you guys. You can split it up however.
Grayson will put in his 70.
Lena, who's leaning up against Amavasya, doesn't put any money down, but she slips money into Amavasya's coin purse.
Is this done stealthily, or
Yeah.
like
I was
just
about
make a
to
roll?
say, sleight of hand versus your passive perception. Which is what?
23.
Yeah, I think
I
that'd
have
be
no idea.
He's got me. And Lena will tap Amavasya on the shoulder twice and push herself off the counter.
Buddy, I have no idea what was just said. Hang on, I gotta turn you up.
He's
Sorry, could you repeat that?
She's got me. And Lena will push herself off of the counter, stumble back twice, pat Amavasya on the shoulder, and walk away with her tankard.
Right then. And wait, hang on, what was our total? It was 130?
yeah, and Grayson put in 70.
Okay. 70, so that, okay, so I placed down 60. Got it.
And Lena put 30 into your coin pouch.
Okay, so I subtract 3. Then thank you. I was like, I know there's math here I need to do. I don't know what it is.
What is the math?
What the fuck did I just buy? Okay, never mind. I know now.
What the fuck did I? I walked out of store saying that exact, looking down at the thing I just bought. What the fuck did I fucking buy?
You got a feather token and 3 scrolls of the cantrip True Strike.
Right, and then I'm gonna hand the incense pouch to Orryn.
Appreciate it. Yeah, True Strike's actually good for you because you can get sneak attack with if you have advantage on the roll.
Oh,
If you can't get into stealth, it's always a way to get advantage.
sprint at someone and give a true strike them while you're getting them.
I don't know how to learn spells.
I don't think you can learn.
You can't learn
You
cantrip.
don't learn
I
them,
don't
but
think
you
so.
would cast scrolls.
Oh, okay.
One time use.
So they're consumables, essentially.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in a note then. Thank you.
Same with the fall token. Basically, it casts Feather Fall on you immediately if you fall more than 20 feet. And
It
just
has to
you.
be more than 20 feet because as you're falling, you have to start padding through all of your pockets looking for the one coin. Oh, fuck,
It
oh, fuck, oh,
activates
fuck,
them
oh, fuck, oh, fuck.
automatically.
Just always walk down hallways holding the coin.
Jasnah, what have you been up to while they've been doing their shopping
She's-
trip?
Been looking around, being amused, because this was kind of like we're just gonna go in there and get like the one thing we need, and then everyone's wandering around with like all full of shopping bags.
I'm walking away with one cup.
This was Orryn's intention the entire time.
He's loaded
It's
now.
on scale now, so I mean,
He is buying as many scrolls as he can. Eventually, he will learn some of these spells.
Orryn's the kind of person that tells the people in the car, I just need one thing from the convenience store, and then walks out with a shopping cart after it's been an hour.
Well, you guys
Never
are
said he only needed one thing.
you're back in
Right,
Sibylline
please.
Market. It's still fairly busy. It's about a half hour after noon.
Bookstore.
Half hour past noon, so 12:30.
Amavasya is just like leaving the shop, kind of like bouncing. Like next up.
As they all leave the store, Lena will just kind of lean on Amavasya as she walks her. Just check your kind touch, and then push off of her and continue walking.
And we'll like try to discreetly check coinage.
Yeah, you pad yourself, and yeah, you got 30 more gold.
And we'll kind of wiggle a finger. I see. I understand now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so she will lead towards bookstore.
Is following like directly on your heels.
always did love a good book on the roads.
Which is weird if you're following her by her heels because she is actively like a few steps, stumble a little bit, a few more steps, like take a drink, or it looks like she's taking a drink from her wineskin. A few more steps, another stumble, like grab hold of the wall.
It's just like a stop and go traffic.
More
Yeah.
than once, someone has walked up to her and gotten the words, "Are you all? I'm fine."
Yeah, they kind of just shut, or kind of. Most people just kind of leave you be. They're all heading on their own direction, and you guys look more mercenary folk, and it seems the nobility here is just kind of avoiding you all as much as possible.
Yeah, you fucking bet.
That is the point.
And
Yeah.
that's how we die.
Piss off.
But it doesn't take you long, and you're not quite in the market. You're a bit down the street, but You get to a store. It looks quite small and cramped in between two buildings, but it's called Tall Tales.
That's really cute.
Grayson smiles at the name. Just appreciates it.
Lillian, have you ever been inside? Would you have entered a bookstore?
Let's see. 9 intelligence.
So no.
Nope, that's a 4.
All right. So none of you have been inside. So you enter and you hear the little bell ding. You get the door most of the way open, but it hits something. You kind of look around the door and there's a stack of books up to the ceiling. And you kind of look into it and it kind of looks like a trippy hallway of books everywhere. There's two little offshoots of paths through the books, but directly to the back you see a desk with books piled up on the back wall, but you don't see anyone else in there.
As we walk in, you all just hear an audible Amavasya gasp.
Seems slightly dangerous.
I'm going
We'll
to stop
instantly
faking
start
being
looking through
drunk. I
books.
think if I try to act dizzy in here, I will actually get dizzy in here.
Good plan. Where do we even begin?
Amavasya will call it. Hello, is there a shopkeep here?
Just a minute. And you see you hear that from behind one of the walls of books, and you kind of look up and you see a very tall Goliath kind of slouching to not be to not hit her head on the ceiling. And you're kind of surprised that you didn't notice her before, given how tall she is, but she was surprisingly quiet. She kind of...
Nina like looks up and then like looks at her wineskin, reminds herself, no, she hasn't actually been drinking anything all day, and then stares back up.
This woman appears to be quite tall for a Goliath, even, standing at a good 7.5 feet. And she is slouching in the store, but she, without knocking over any of the books, manages to walk around and then seat herself at the counter, which there is a stool behind. Please come in. Welcome to Tall Tales. What can I help find for you today?
I am not entirely sure. I haven't been to a bookstore this filled in pretty much ever.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I do have a wide selection of stories, books, encyclopedias.
Do you have any factual information about the barrow?
Indeed. I have a few old reports or novels written from, I think it was 1,000 years after the collapse, so fairly recent to the event that caused the barrow. Hold on a moment.
That's considered fairly recently.
You guys are like a good 60,000 years after the event of the barrow, so that's fairly recent to the event.
Doubting
get-
that
A
she's
moment
gonna
to-
find anything about Treyathil itself, but
I'm gonna, not expecting to find anything, but just take a moment to cast Detect Magic in here. Take a look around.
Oh, okay. Are you ritually casting or just casting?
We don't, I mean, yeah, this is a bookstore. People are gonna be here a while. I'll ritually cast it.
Alright, cool. So I'll get to you later.
Yep.
She comes back a few minutes later. She was reaching up at one of the higher stacks from that you definitely could not have reached, and pulls down two tomes. One looks much older than the other. This one is the account of who are they again? Oh yes, the looters of the field after. The first one's brave enough to return to the barrow after the event, so they were the first account to actually see anything since the fall of Treathel. This one was written a good, I think it was 5,000 years ago, of some other traveler who was researching the histories of the land up there and the peoples of the north. It may have some useful information about the barrow.
How much for them?
She pats the older book. This is quite old and very rare. I've only heard of a few other copies. So this would come to a good 60 gold.
Ouch.
And the other is fairly common. So only 10.
She'll take a breath and then nod, and she'll take them both.
She'll smile and hand you the two books. Please treat them with care.
I promise. I have this one, she says, gesturing towards Amavasya to keep me in line on such things.
You just see like a peek up from in between the book stacks and a wave.
She smiles over.
You would happen to have anything on the fauna, sorry, the flora of Calador, would you? Specifically what is and isn't poisonous.
Not too much grows up there, but I can certainly have a look.
So the things that do grow tend to be, mean. I want to know what will and will not kill me if I drink it.
If the local populace doesn't get to you first. And she coughs. You're starting to get the feeling that she's definitely older. Not as old as Orryn, but old for a Goliath. She starts searching around. Here's... It doesn't appear that I have any literature specifically on the flora and fauna of Calador and the northern regions, but I do have something that another individual has on most of the continent of Midcryu. It's not complete or too in-depth, but it may have some from the north.
Take it.
Not 20 gold, if you wouldn't mind.
Hands it over.
She passes you the book. As I've said with your friend, please do take care of them.
Suppose that means
Say,
getting
okay.
accomplished.
Sorry, who was going to do something next? I was responding to a message.
Do you have any Oh goodness, I just want all of the knowledge, and will like scratch their head for a moment. Uh, do you have any more in-depth works of natural knowledges or arcane stuff? Really, anything that seems odd. As I'm slipping back into rustling, goddammit.
I have a number of tomes that include oddities. You would have to be a bit more specific.
And they'll think for a moment. How about any original works?
You mean first editions?
Yes, yes.
I have a few. They are quite expensive, though, being first editions, some of which even date back to the Alcestia era. And that would be before the fall of Black Barrow.
Okay.
Those could reach up to 500 gold. But I have more recent first editions, more within normal price ranges.
Right, I got a little bit ahead of myself. What are some of your cheaper end options then?
I have a story or a storybook of coming from the old dwarves in their old keep at the Foglin Mountains before it fell. That's not too that might be a bit expensive being a first edition. Oh, I do have fables and tales from Siura. That's a first edition. That can come up to 50 gold. Like, first editions are like the first one written of the book, so like she said, she'll mention that she has copies that are cheaper, but first editions can be quite expensive.
Okay, cool. Amavasya will ponder that for a moment. Also, do you have any like pamphlets, easy readings for maybe not the as educated?
Pamphlets. I might have some that a solicitor left. I think they were trying to sell foot cream of some sort. Is that what you're talking about? Or are you looking for something more like children's books for the illiterate?
I meant the latter, but I will also take the former.
Well, she reaches under the desk and pulls out a handful of pamphlets, and in her large hand, it's quite a lot of. Looks like a bunch of solicitor pamphlets of join the Church of the Hundred Gods, join the Church of the One God, foot cream, and so on and so forth type stuff. You're free to take those. No charge. It saves me having to go and dispose of them myself. As for children's stories, there's a large pile over there if you wish to select one or however many of your choosing. They are each 5 gold.
I see. Thank you very much. And my name's Amavasya. What is yours?
Trace.
Well, pleasure to meet you.
And you as well. Was anyone else gonna ask for something or look for something?
Grayson will approach her, I suppose.
And you, young man?
Oh wait, fuck. Magical armor doesn't need maintenance. Oh, I was gonna ask if she had a book on armor maintenance. Fuck.
Nope.
My plan falls through the. Oh no.
What did you need?
I was gonna ask if she had a book on proper armor maintenance and like stuff like just like that kind of stuff, and then realized, wait, the armor's technically magical. It's
Yep.
common, but it is still magical, and as such, it will not need maintenance. Fuck.
Crying in Artoria.
Orryn, you complete your ritual casting, and a few books do pop out as magical.
Okay. Can I go check their titles?
Yeah, sure. They appear to be oh, pardon me. Common books. But I can say, given your knowledge, you can tell that the enchantment on them is simply to preserve the book. It's
Oh,
less
okay. Gotcha.
hiding any like magical things, and more this book is important, so it will now be preserved for ages.
Okay. Cool.
And you actually get a ping off of the book that Jasnah bought, the older edition. It has a magical enchantment on it. So was Grayson going to try and buy anything, or is he done?
I don't think he needs other kinds of books. Because he already gets alchemy. I mean, if she has like extra, like a list of, like a list of things alchemy can make, or just like alchemy for. What am I trying to describe here?
Alchemy for dummies, basically.
Kinda, but more along the lines of like, here's 10 really easy alchemical recipes with things you can find in the nature.
Oh, the Anarchist Cookbook.
This is before clickbait.
Exact. Yeah,
You'll
just I
never
guess.
believe
Do-it-yourself
what you can
alchemy
make.
hacks.
Yeah, he'll he'll look for some stuff on alchemy, I guess, because it's like he
10
knows
things.
some, but like you can always learn more.
10 things clerics don't want you to know. Number 5 will surprise you.
Yeah, alchemy.
I have a book on the upkeep and maintenance of your alchemical kits, but those sorts of tomes are normally sold by either apothecaries or someone who sells herbs for a living. They don't normally bring such items to my doorstep.
Oh, I tried to say. Figured I'd ask why I was here.
No problem. Did you want the book for maintenance on your alchemical kits?
Fortunately, I've had to learn that through trial and error.
Fair
Mostly
enough.
error.
Mostly, yeah.
So, Amavasya, did you want to buy any of those? Or anything else?
Yeah, what is the selection looking like for kids' books?
There's a
Also,
large and varied selection.
are there any that are mostly educational, like about like animals or like locations.
You're looking through them, and it's mostly fantasy stuff. So it's like there's just about any kind of fairy tale in there. With nothing too exact or specific.
All right. I'll look at the yeah. How much was the chemical book, the maintenance one?
That one is 4 gold.
All right. For a moment. Do you have any books on traps and fucking rustling? Do you have any books on traps or ruins and the like?
Not that I'm aware of. Dungeon divers of that sort like to keep their knowledge to themselves. They don't want to share it with others who might be able to horn in on their territory. Or so I've been told.
That's fair. How about any crafting related books? Like tinkering, jewelry stuff, anything trades like?
I do have something for the basics of tinkering, but like with dungeoning and the creation of potions and alchemical things, those are normally sold by those with such knowledge. Again,
That's
trade
fair.
secrets.
Right. How much for that book?
That one should run you. She kind of looks down at you and kind of gives you a smile. I'll give it to you for 10.
I see. Would you possibly be willing to let me finish my train of thought before I speak the train of thought. Sorry, brain is slowing. For 19 children's books. Would you possibly be willing to sell the maintenance book, the introductory tinkerers, and 3 of the children's books for 30 gold?
So children's books are 5 each. Send you that for 10. Dear.
Oh wait, I did something wrong.
Yeah, that would normally be 29, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was the base one. At 19 plus 2. Yeah, so sorry, I was trying to get 2 books free. So or basically free. So I'm offering 20, not 30.
She shakes her head. I'm sorry, dear. I'm already giving you the tinkering book at a sizable discount. Well, I guess you could roll persuasion to try to convince her otherwise.
Alrighty. I'm sorry, persuasion?
Yeah.
Plus 3, 15.
She's looking at you. I'm already giving you a sizable discount. You can take it, or you can leave the books where they are. I can find other homes for them.
Can I roll insight to see if she's like totally done with haggling?
Sure.
Insight is plus 2, 21.
She was being very nice to you by giving you the discount on the tinkering book because she thought she liked you based off of how enthusiastic you were for the books. Now that you're trying to get more out of her for free, despite her already giving you a discount without you asking, she seems kind of annoyed at you right now.
Fair. All right. So I will get 2 of the children's book, the maintenance book, and the introductory book, and I will get that for the 24. And I won't haggle any further.
She smiles, and it doesn't quite reach your eyes this time, though, with that insight, and she'll take the coins and do be careful with them.
Oh, of course, and we'll like kind of like start to like not rummage through the bag, but we'll like instantly like flip my rucksack forward and like carefully stack them with the other books, and like upon lifting like my rucksack bag, you will see that there are just numerous other books just like precisely lined up in my bag.
Did you steal them from the store without me even noticing? Never mind. My brain just farted.
I was gonna say I've been collecting books this entire campaign.
That is true. So you all begin to make your way out of the bookstore now.
I did think of something real good. Sorry.
No worries.
As everyone starts to shuffle their way out, Grayson will kind of like quickly approach the Goliath woman, librarian. Yeah, shopkeep. One of those two. Okay, that was the word. I could not think of. She'll go up to her, or he'll go up to her, and kind of in a bit of a low talk. She's like, "Do you have any good romance novels?" And it looks dead serious into her eyes.
She looks unflinchingly at you. Do you mean romance or erotica? And she says this loud enough for everyone else to hear.
The former.
Lyra's head pokes up.
The former.
The latter.
Amavasya manages not to burst out laughing with a natural 20.
Yes, I have some romance novels. As for erotica, I do not keep such things here. And she...
I would like to roll insight.
Sure! Well, you're not even there.
Yeah, no, I'm not there. I just don't
I don't
believe
want
it.
to know.
22.
She is very honest. She does not keep erotica.
man.
And Chad.
Ye old porno.
She comes back a few minutes later. Here's your romance novel. And on the title, Tusk Love.
Thank you.
Oh my god. Oscar.
It's gotta-
Question.
Answer.
This is a legitimate question. Has Grayson seen this book or perhaps purchased it before in his life? Would it be a quote common one? Because this would, in fact, be something that Grayson does. Probably. Actually,
You've heard of it, but you haven't had a chance to read it yet.
okay. Then he will get it.
15 gold.
He'll hand over the 15 gold.
Do be careful with the book.
Of course.
And she will sit back down and reach over her head without looking, grabbing a book, opening it up, and begins to read.
Just any old book.
Hmm? She appears to have flipped to a page, not just start at the beginning.
Oh shit.
That it tells you A, she was reading it, and is continuing to read it. Or B,
Has already read every book and wanted to go to the specific part of this.
she starts to read every book and knows where she is in every single one of them.
Oh shit.
Unless there's anything else, you all turn to head out of the shop.
As we exit the shop, Lyra will look to Amavasya. You're pretty blatant about your want for poisons.
I suppose it's less of a want for poisons and more of a I just want to learn how to make things.
She'll flip open one half of her robes, and there's a whole bunch of like tubes, and like she keeps a little keg at her side at all times that seems to be empty, and a bunch of flasks and a bunch of things for her brewer's kit, and then she will shift the other side of her robe open, and there are smaller flasks and vials.
Excuse me. Hello. Are you Amavasya?
You turn and you see a human approaching you, Amavasya.
Unless it will like give a hesitant but polite like turn to look as they're like really interested in what I am so sorry. Is it Lena or Lena?
Lena.
Lena. Okay, that's what I thought.
I'm not the only one!
But is very interested in Lena's wares. Yes, that's me. What is your name?
Oh, hello. And so you turn to see a human wearing a mostly black attire with a thick overcoat, carrying a bag with some books and tools in it. My name is Orion Black Knight. A furbolg gave me 100 gold and a weird key and told me to follow you.
You wouldn't get the key.
I would not have gotten the key, so a furbolg gave me 100 gold and told me to follow you. He said that you and your compatriots were in need of a healer. I am a cleric, medical license revoked, but still a good healer.
And
I was showing Amavasya the fact that Lena had a poisonous kit, and hearing that license revoked, she just kind of tucks her robe closed a little bit tighter.
And that's where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Oh my god, you can't be serious.
Yeah,
I can
So,
be.
I feel like I owe you guys some explanation. I was like, I'm going to try something new and play a nature-based character, and I regretted that.
I don't know.
I did not enjoy nature-based storyline, so
He had mo problems than he could deal with.
yeah. So
Alright,
I
where's the music bot?
re-rolled a cleric, and you now have Orion Black Knight, Death Cleric, but not an edgy one.
Yes,
Hey.
going with an edgy class and making an non-edgy character.
Hey,
Yeah, no, he's
don't spoil everything. Let them meet him next
Okay.
week. Because I also
Okay.
need to see his backstory so I can figure some shit out.
Yeah, I can explain to you once we're done. Yes.
Yeah, I hope
Oh,
everyone.
shit.
And here we go again. I mean, I hope everyone enjoyed the game tonight. I know it's very
I did.
shop heavy for the most part and talky.
Shopping episode.
It happens sometimes.
Love it.
Shopping emoji.
Hey, I have 5 new scrolls. I am very happy.
Right?
Eventually, I will be able to cast some of them.
Also, we got to get in a bunch of just funny, like, all the friggin' True Strike cantrips.
Oh yeah, I'm psyched. I didn't even realize I could use it. I just was like, future trades, I guess.
No, anyone
want
can. Anyone can use a can or a scroll.
No
and-
one should use that one.
It is considered the worst cantrip in all of D&D.
Among that and like Blade Ward.
Yeah.
Even Blade Ward has more use.
Except
for,
that it's an
like-
entire action.
I meant for like out of combat, like using it for evading traps and whatnot.
That's fair.
Or
Put it on
wrestling
put it on
traps.
yourself and sprint down a hallway.
Exactly.
According to the spell scroll thing, it does need to be on your class spell list to be able to cast it.
Well,
I've always
Okay.
thought that was dumb.
I
So,
use the
in
same
this
rule,
world-
like for my campaigns. Like if you have a scroll, like lower level ones, I say they could go off, but like higher level ones, there could be some sort of roll. But like I feel like the spell is already cast; it just needs to be triggered.
You roll on the wild magic table.
That might be awesome.
Or not. Or not.
Or very.
Not.
Or very.
Payton.
You gave me
Grayfon's not
great
here right
ideas.
now.
He's always here in spirit.
But yeah.
Wherever anything involving luck or chance, he's there.
Also, I love Trace. Like, surprisingly, you weren't the first people to actually look for a bookstore in this world, so... I've never had a game where people have actually looked for bookstores. It's weird.
Well, clearly they don't want the good stuff.
Knowledge is power.
No, I have to move all of the books in my list because they're scattered everywhere.
So here I will end the stream. Have a good night, internet.
Bye.